Hey guys, welcome back to another week of Ticket Tuesday. I'm your host, Ron HD. So yeah, this is going to be a great time.
Hey guys, welcome back to an episode of Ticket Tuesday. I'm Ron HD, and this time we watched The Flash, the newest addition to the ever-growing DC universe. And this film is the first Flash movie, as far as I can tell. I've never heard of a Flash movie, or at least a live-action Flash movie, and yeah. To be completely honest with this film, I thought it was okay. I had quite a few problems with the movie, and it's just like, I didn't have the highest expectations for it, and I wasn't really disappointed. I was just kind of like feeling like, yeah, that's about what I expected. But yeah, I'll tell you why I wasn't kind of all that crazy about this film, and a little bit more back at the house.
Let's get nuts. Oh, this rips! We're in uncharted territory. Batman, what do? We try not to die.
Are you ready?
Ready. Let's go.
Hey guys, welcome back to an episode of Ticket Tuesday. I'm your host, HD, and this week we watched The Flash, the newest addition to the ever-expanding DC universe. And this film was made before the dawning of the James Gunn era of DC, one of the last hurrahs of the before James Gunn era. And this film is starring Ezra Miller, Michael Keaton, Ben Affleck, and Sasha Calle. Sasha Calle, or however you say it. I'm not 100% sure. Sorry if I butchered that. But, yeah, this film is, well, to get the obvious out of the way, Ezra Miller, if you haven't heard, isn't the greatest guy out there. They aren't the greatest person out there, sorry. Trying to be inclusive here. They are not the best. If you haven't heard about the allegations, I don't want to talk about them here. I mainly just want to talk about movies, not controversy, but they're free everywhere on the internet. Just go look it up if you want to know. But the gist is they did some pretty bad stuff, and yeah, this film having Ezra Miller as the main character probably didn't help. It's like, you know, a lot of people, apparently maybe this movie's losing some money. I think they just spent too much money on this film, but really, I think I had a lot more problems with this film, and to be honest, I think one of my main gripes with this film already is, obviously, also, by the way, before I start the review, spoilers. There will be spoilers in this review, so if you want to watch the film first, go out, watch it, then come back. You've been warned. But yeah, I think my first gripe with this film is definitely the CGI. Whew! That CGI looks rough, buddy, eh? And it's, like, just so weird because, like, it looks like 80% of the film is animated. You know? And, like, there's so many scenes where, like, Ezra Miller has, like, a demon face where he's going, like, you know that scene where he's, like, talking to Bruce when Bruce is, like, flying around and goes, like, it's so weird. Like, it looks like a video game. And not a particularly good-looking video game either. It looks like a fucking Bethesda game. And that, I don't know, whatever. Not video games, movies. But, like, it's so uncanny valley, if you know what I mean. You know, like, it's just, like, the proportions don't look right, and some of the cameos in the movie especially look really, really weird. And, like, especially, okay, so by the way, I'm gonna spoil the cameos, too. Nicolas Cage just straight up looked terrible. Like, it didn't even look like they got Nicolas Cage in, like, a suit or anything. It looks like they literally just got a shitty-looking 3D model of Nicolas Cage and just did whatever. And it looked, I don't know, it just... And Christopher Reeves was, like, also a cameo, but Christopher Reeves is dead, so obviously they had to, like, CGI the fuck out of it. And, like, it also didn't look great. And just, the whole film in general, like, I think the CGI was really distracting, Because while I was just trying to watch the movie and see what was going on, like, I was just distracted by weird, like, monster abomination faces. You know what I mean? It was fucking scary. And, like, at certain points, like, as I said, the proportions, like, they looked like they had, like, really big heads on really small bodies, and sometimes it looked like they had, like, smaller heads on bigger bodies. Like, proportions were off. And another gripe I had with the film was overall, I don't know, there was something off about it. Like, the film, I just couldn't get invested. I don't know exactly why. It's just something, I just couldn't get invested in the film. Maybe it's because I knew how it was going to end already. Or maybe it was just because the story wasn't that engaging to me. Because, like, I didn't really care about Flash's journey, to be completely honest, because it didn't really give me a reason to care. You know? This is supposed to, originally this film was going to be a Flashpoint movie. But then they removed the Flashpoint part and just called it Flash, which I completely agree with, because this film is not Flashpoint. It has elements of Flashpoint, like, you know, his mom dying and he wants to go back in time to save his mom, but it's not the same. It's not the same as Flashpoint. Yeah, his mom died, but in the original Flashpoint, like, his mom died of, like a sickness, or she just passed away of something. Well, this was when he was, like, older, right? When he was already Flash. So, like, he'd known his mom longer, and he was, like, reckless, and he went back in time and he fucked things up and he created a new universe. But I think also another thing about this that I don't really like, Reverse Flash was integral to Flashpoint's story. I love Reverse Flash. I think he's a petty bitch. He's an extra petty bitch, and I love him. He's amazing. He's so over the top and evil. No Reverse Flash in this movie. And it's like, if you're gonna have Flashpoint, or, well, they were originally going to have Flashpoint. This was originally advertised as a Flashpoint movie. No Reverse Flash. And that's my main problem with this movie. Another problem, there was, like, no villain. The villain might have been Flash himself, which is an interesting idea, but they just didn't execute it that well. First, Zod was in the movie, and Zod, like, he didn't really do anything. You know what I mean? Yeah, he was, like, there, but I wouldn't really even call him a villain of the movie, because, like, he didn't do much. And also the universe that they were in wasn't even really their universe. It was a different timeline. It was the other Barry's universe. And then there was, like, the evil Barry that was actually the other Barry whose universe our Barry went into, and he was, like, older, and he's been, like, going through the universe trying to fix things, like the multiverse trying to fix things, and he's just been, like, getting more damaged, and he looks weird, like a stone, kind of. But it's like, we barely got any time to establish this other Barry as a villain, and by the time they revealed this other Barry as a villain, they killed him. Right? And it's like, I don't know. It just seems like the film story just did not click with me. You know, the film story just didn't hit it. I couldn't get invested in the story. So, overall, I just think the story, as I said, didn't click with me. It just wasn't there. You know, I also think that I couldn't, as I said, I couldn't get invested. I don't know what it is about it, but maybe it's just because it wasn't the best written, and also another, I don't know, maybe it wasn't the best written story, and maybe it's because I went into it expecting it to be like Flashpoint when I really shouldn't have. I don't know. It's just, I can't really describe exactly why, but story did not click with me. It might have just been poor writing. Another gripe I have is possibly, like, the screen time some characters got. You know, I think Kara is great. I think she was great. Sasha Calle or whatever, she did a great job as a live action superhero. I think she did great. But I think my problem was I didn't get enough time to see her as Kara. You know, I wanted to see more of her, and then she just died like 3 times. And then another problem I have with that, she died way too easily to Zod. Like, if she's supposed to be Superman's cousin, she should be able to defeat Zod, because fucking in Man of Steel, Superman snapped his neck. Are you just saying that Superman's cousin is not as good as him? Come on. And she was super pissed off. Like, that's like when Superman has most powers, when he's super pissed off and he's got, like, the bloodlust, you know what I mean? Like, come on. I mean, Zod, yeah, Zod's strong, but I mean, Superman was able to just snap his neck like that, you know? So why shouldn't she? Because, like, also, Superman hesitated, right? He could do that easily. Kara was not hesitating whatsoever, and then she just got killed over and over again. Like, yeah, I don't get that. And then there's, like, okay. So, actually, talking about the gripes, now, it might seem like I hate this movie. I don't. The movie's average. But, one thing, here's some positives I have. Michael Keaton. Overall, Michael Keaton, probably the best part about this movie. Not probably, he is the best part about this movie. Seeing Michael Keaton Batman return after, what was it, 40 years? Was that right? 40, 30 years? Maybe 30 years? Long, I don't know. Don't know the exact time. Long-ass time since you've seen Michael Keaton as Batman. Since the 90s. And it's great to see him again. You know, and he's a great Batman. I love Michael Keaton as Batman. And I think he makes every scene that he's in much better. But another problem I have is, like, I wanted more Michael Keaton Batman. I know we got a lot of Michael Keaton Batman. I just wanted more of it. I just, like, this movie made me want to just have a modern Michael Keaton Batman movie. You know? This movie just made me want to have a newer Michael Keaton Batman movie. Because, like, Michael Keaton, he still looks like Batman. You know what I mean? Obviously, he can't do his stunts because he's getting old. But, like, I think he still can do Batman. You know, he can do, like, be in the costume and stuff like that. I think he's just a good Batman. I like Michael Keaton. And, yeah. I mean, maybe they could do, like, where he's in Batman Beyond. They could do a live-action Batman Beyond movie where he could be old man Batman. That's food for thought. But, yeah. Another positive I have with this movie, as I said earlier, Kara. I like Kara. I think Sasha Calle did a great job. I wanted to see more of Kara. I want to see more of her, but I mean, maybe we'll get a Supergirl movie, possibly. Who knows? But I think another positive I have with this movie is that I do think some of the action is alright. Aside from the choppy CGI side, I think some of it looks okay. I mean, the action can get pretty creative, and I also like the idea at the end of the movie where Flash, like, he changed his timeline to where his dad, like, so basically, his dad, when his mom died, his dad went out to get tomatoes, but, like, he got basically framed or whatever in the shitty justice system. They blamed him for it, because it was, like, you know, the wife and the husband and shit like that. And he went to prison because he was falsely trialed for murder. But since there was, like, security footage that Bruce, like, uncorrupted and, like, so that, like, of him at the store getting tomatoes, but it's at the bottom shelf, and he never, like, put his head up so you can't see him. But Barry changed it to where he put the tomatoes at the top shelf, so where he would look up. But then that affects things, right? So it changed the timeline. So instead of Ben Affleck as Batman, there's George Clooney as Batman, which was a neat ending. But then again, I don't know what they're gonna do with that. I don't think they're gonna do anything with it. He might just go back to his timeline off screen, which kind of blows. But it's a pretty cool ending. But also there's an end credit scene where it was just Barry fucking around with Aquaman, and it wasn't that funny. It was just, like, Aquaman being weird, and I don't really know what the point of the end credit scene was. I mean, maybe it was just trying to be, like, funny, but I don't really think they needed that end credit scene in there. They could have done something else. But yeah. And also, one other gripe I have is that I didn't really find the movie that funny. You know, I don't think the movie was all that funny. I saw myself smiling at points, or, like, maybe, I never, like, audibly, like, I didn't, like, giggle or laugh once, though. I, like, just kind of, like, smirked here and there. And, talking about getting to recommendations here, I don't think I'd really recommend this film. I mean, if you like to laugh at, like, stupid movies, then maybe. But if you're like a DC fan, Flash fan, I don't really know if you get that much enjoyment out of this movie. I mean, maybe. It's really up to you. But personally, I wouldn't recommend this film. So maybe just look elsewhere for Flash movies. Or maybe wait longer for another better Flash film. But, yeah. That's basically my 2 cents. And I think I'd rate this film a 5.5 out of 10. That's my rating. And, you know, I think I've said all I need to say. I think I've said my piece. So, guys, hope you like this video. Be sure your friends, subscribe, turn notifications on. Comment down below how much you liked it. You guys know how it goes. I didn't really say that. What I really meant to say was if you guys hated this video, unsubscribe, dislike, and tell me to hate me in the comments. And I've been running Time HD in light speed. See you in the next video. Signing off. Guys, you didn't even see me. I was like a blur. You guys didn't even see me.